All right, for the next few minutes, I want to jump through here and show you how to use this compass on a very quick fashion to get you started, and then we'll give you plenty of other training to help you get deeper into it. So, what I've done is I've upgraded the compass that you had before, if you've already looked at the one from last week, and I've simplified this just to get you started. And I'm giving you both. This is an 8.5 by 11 page, so the other side I'll show you that here in just a minute. But I want to start off with the front side that folds into two folds here that gives you three panels. Okay, this is your front panel, and the front panel is designed in the Rubicon system in helping you what Aristotle taught young Alexander to be as you wish to seem. To be as you wish to seem is not a fake it till you make it, but is a more advanced concept of helping you to rehearse the person that you are becoming. And by greater rehearsal and focusing on the elements of who that person is, not just their skills, but their mindset, their feelings, the impact that they make in this world, and the reason why they are who they are, you will create a drive that will propel you forward as well as drawing you to your most extraordinary mountain peak that sometimes feels a little, how do you want to say it, too much, too far. And what we're going to do is show you how to accomplish that and more. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your gravestone. And your gravestone is in less than 10 words. Tell me what you want your life to have done. Tell me what mattered. What is it that you want to leave behind, whether it's a legacy or how people remembered you. This is where you write this down. It's designed to give you 10 words or less because too many people too often take paragraph and paragraphs and pages and books and books, and they never get down to what's really important. So 10 words or less. What does it mean? This is where you write it down. And guess what? It doesn't have to be the perfect first time. It just has to be you starting to frame up where do you want your life to go so that it ends at this place when everything is done. Okay? So you begin there. And guess what? After you write this down, then you're going to answer another question because questions are the keys to opening up all the doors in your life. So, what matters most to you? Well, what matters most to you is you getting to this gravestone. And in order for you to get to this gravestone, there's something that matters. So if you want to get to a position that your life has become worthy and that you've made a difference in hundreds or thousands of people's lives, maybe children's lives, maybe great nonprofit organizations or whatever, then what matters most to you is, and that would be giving to other people or making the difference when no one else cared, or standing in the gap when no one else was there. You want to write this down. This is your because. This is what you want to do, and this is your because. You framing out right here, this very first action is the most motivational thing in your life that will take care and eliminate any types of depression, anxiety, or even panic, because all of that is about not having meaningfulness. That's what Dr. Viktor Frankl said. This is your ultimate meaning for your life, for your existence. Okay. Step number 2, we're going to go to a goal. Notice I did not use goals plural. It's a goal. And this goal is who you want to become in 10 years from now. So you have 1 decade. This is a design about alignment, okay? Not going in 100 different directions and going nowhere ever. This is about going in one great direction and creating massive impact. So now that you want to know how do you want your life to end, how do you want your life to have a meaning, now we're going to figure out who do you need to become as a human. This is your goal in 10 years from now. And you get only 2 lines. Write it down here. This is who you are going to become, to be. So if you need more skills, if you need more experiences, if you need more connections, if you need whatever, this is what it is. Frame up who this person is in 2 lines that you will be striving for that will ensure that this is your ultimate outcome. Then the next thing I'm going to give you is the most valuable thing here called the clue. The clue is designed for you to jump forward, how long? 10 years from now, and to step into yourself that has become this ultimate goal of yours, headed toward this. And I want you to look around inside that future version of yourself and find the clue that this has become a reality. You're like, Steve, this is kind of vague here. What do you mean? How does that work? I don't understand. Just try it. Find out what the clue is. It may be a feeling inside of you. It may be that you're standing on a platform. What does that feeling feel like? What does that exhilaration feel like? It may be you gaining a trophy that was part of you becoming a goal, maybe becoming a diploma, a certificate, because you've accomplished, I don't know, maybe a college degree or a PhD or master's degree. It may be you leading a company to some level and you're standing in front of a group of shareholders or people that you care about. Maybe it's that you wanted to give and change the world in such a great way. And this is the goal that you became. And the clue is that you were able to raise a certain amount of money or a certain level of awareness. What is that clue? That's what you want to jump forward, find that event, and write down the details here that motivate you. Okay, so this is the most important thing of all 6 panels that are on this one page. The other things that you can look at here are different viewpoints. These are things that you can look at considering to change. Okay, a lot of people get lost in trying to fight for their concrete truths and opposing everybody else out there, whether it's against their political beliefs or against their religious beliefs or whatever. And the thing that I will ask you to consider is that everything that you have is an opinion, and they are based on well-meaning but most likely fabricated lies called beliefs. And that you don't have to adopt this, but this is an interesting perception that allows you to be less combative in our world. Number 2, think about this. We are always trying to make the right choice. So too often we are very hard on ourselves. This is a common challenge that I have. Very, very hard on myself, harder than anyone else. That was something that was ingrained into me by my father. So when I learned how that I could come here and understand that everything I've done was always with grace, giving myself grace and latitude, that I was trying to make the right choice, even when I failed. This is a change in how you see yourself. The other thing here is responsibility for your communication. And we'll go into this later, but the most important thing is the listener's perspective is the responsibility that you have to take. If the listener's perspective got the wrong idea, that was because your communication was not good enough. When you take responsibility, all you have to do is find out what your listener's perspective is, and you can upgrade your communication, take responsibility, and then alter it. All of this is designed about this idea here, P5. P5 is prior preparation, planning, and practice produces performance. The reason why you're not performing at the level right now is that you're not taking time to do the correct preparation, planning, and practice to produce that performance. So this is what the compass is all about. A couple things here, focusing on maybe changing the friends that you're around, maybe getting rid of one or adding someone that you're going to spend more time with and not spending it necessarily with the 5 people right now that are giving you your current level of averageness. So you got to upgrade and be around people that are greater than where you're at right now. And the other thing you want to think about is the most valuable thing people want to know is they are craving to be appreciated. So giving other people that graciousness and gratitude is do that. Every time you fill one of these out, you should do it once a week. You need to log your date here. So now if you'll give me just a second, I'm going to jump up here and view, and I'm going to change our rotation so I can show you the other side real quick. And this is going to be the inside. You notice how you fold it here first, okay? So that these panels are on the outside of your fold, and then you're going to fold the front panel, okay, across, you're going to fold the back panel in first, and then the front panel in. So these will be the 3 inside panels, and these up here, this is the front, this is the back, and this is the inside, okay? So when you look at the inside here, these are other things for you to focus on. Most importantly, focus on gratitude. It's the most powerful thing you can do that predicates everything else in your life. So focus on living with an attitude of gratitude. This is a place for you to write that down. A little quote from Mother Teresa there. And then some things to ask yourself. I'm very big on the what ifs, okay? What if? What if you couldn't fail? What would you begin? What if you couldn't fail? Who would you become? What if you stop trying to change the past and just let it go? These are some things to just start thinking about. Make a little note here, okay? Every week you get to do another one. And this is something here that I find very important. Who your hero is, it determines who you are. So when I ask someone who your hero is and they say, I don't have one, that's a huge problem. So think about who you would like to be and why. Okay. So you get to put their name there, and what is it about that individual, whether they're living, whether it's a parent, whether it's a minister, whether it's a coach, maybe it's a great thinker, maybe it's someone from the past, maybe it's an author, maybe it's a military leader, or a great leader of a country, or a philosopher, or an artist. Okay. Why is it? Okay. It's important to understand that, because that's what gives you motivation when you understand the why. And then notice these two things are focused on something that's extremely important to us, our self-talk. What are we saying to ourselves? And what we find is that about 50,000 comments a day are negative. So you start paying attention to the things you are picking up. You become aware of those things you're constantly saying to yourself. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not fast enough. You're not rich enough. You're not the right race, or the right gender, or you weren't born in the right country, or you're not whatever. Okay. Start noting those things here. When you note them, then you can automatically change them to a positive concept. You want to continue to shift these to here. So that gives you two places here to make notation of that. And then find out, what are you teaching yourself? Okay. And that kind of leads over to here is, what's going on in your imagination that's directly affecting your identity. Your identity has something to do with what you're constantly focusing on. What are you watching on TV? Okay. What are you looking at on the web? What book are you reading or failing to read? What kind of news are you allowing to saturate your mind with their belief systems and their opinions, which are all sensationalized and fabricated? And then, who is your mentor? What is your mentor teaching you? The last couple things here is focusing on your values. Okay. What are the values, the principles that guide your conduct? Place to knock those down here real quick. Make a notation. You don't have to write them out in detail. And the last thing, what is your life a motto of? Okay. You can figure out that and put this together. Now, each week when you put this together, this is designed so that the following week, you don't necessarily copy over the same content. You want to look at it again anew and see how you can improve your performance, and how you are articulating what you want to become. That's where we started off, is back here on this first statement here, upside down now, I know, but be what you wish to see. It was the most important thing that Aristotle taught young Alexander, and about 20 years later, he had become the greatest individual that history has ever known, as far as a leader of a country and a military general. So that's all I'm going to teach you in this event. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll give you some more details on how to use the life navigation system here next.